Oh my goodness. So shocked right now. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Instant Noodle World Cup.
It is the World Cup time. It is the World Cup time. It is the World Cup time.
It is the World Cup time.
So there are 195 countries, but only 16 countries made it to this World Cup. And today, we're trying to find the best instant noodle country in the world. So I found the most popular noodles, instant noodles, from each country, and I ranked them from 1 to 16 from most consumed instant noodles in that country. And with that seeds, I made a bracket that I found for free online because I am broke. Originally, I was gonna do all 16 countries, but my pockets are kind of empty right now, so I'm gonna just start off with 8 countries for now. See what country from this bracket or from this side of the bracket makes it to the finals. If you guys watch this video until the end and like it enough, then maybe there'll be a part 2. Let's get straight into introducing the countries. So the first seed, with 43.8 billion total consumed instant ramens according to the World Instant Noodles Association WINA 2024 demand data, we got China. The number 1 seed will be going up against a 16th seed, and a 16th seed with a whopping 130 million total consumed instant ramens in the past year according to the World Instant Noodle Association 2024 demand data. We got Singapore. These two are gonna face off in the first round, and let's see who moves on to the second round. And one thing I almost forgot is that I'm gonna be ranking them by broth and flavor, texture, and repeatability. Repeatability means would I buy it again? And there are a lot of factors that would contribute to this, whether it be price, convenience, and would I buy it again? We got the first matchup here, Singapore with the laksa la mian with the premium oriental noodle and aromatic coconut and shrimp flavor too. And for China, we got the Kang Shi Fu braised artificial beef flavor. Alright, and again, I'll be scoring these on 3 different categories: broth and flavor, texture, and repeatability. And what I'm gonna do is just take 1 bite of each noodle and take 1 sip of each noodle. Let's start eating. Let's start with Singapore. Singapore laksa la mian. The thing that separates the Singapore with this one and every other instant noodle I've tried so far, it took 7 minutes to cook the noodles. And also it came in a paste, which is pretty interesting. Pretty premium. This bag is very expensive as well. Alright, let's try the first bite. I like that. There's like a subtle coconut flavor to it. I don't know if there's crab or not, but it kind of tastes like a crab dish that I would eat at home all the time. But the noodle texture is pretty good. It feels pretty premium. I just love the flavor overall. Let's try a sip of the soup. It's just coconutty. But the thing about me is that I love coconut. So that gives this an advantage. Anyways, let's move on to China with the Kang Shi Fu. Braised artificial. Like, they make it know that it's artificial. They're not hiding anything. It's like 1 bite of the noodles. China, you got 43.8 billion instant ramens. Sorry, not instant ramens. Instant noodles consumed every year according to the World Instant Noodle Association. And you guys be eating this? This is your most popular dish? This tastes cheap. But to be fair, this was on sale. You know what? I'll give you this. The broth is pretty rich. It definitely tastes artificial for sure. But this is what you're expecting when you're eating something like this. With the scoring system, let's check out the bracket. China, Singapore. So for broth and flavor, I'll give Singapore the point. For texture, I'll give Singapore another point. For repeatability, I'll give China that point because it was on sale and it wasn't $6 for a whole bag. So with that, 2-1, Singapore moves on to the next round. Submit scores. Bam! What an upset, guys. 16th seed knocks out the first seed. What is life? China and Singapore tasted alright, but 9 and 8, there's some strong contenders. Number 9, with 4.08 billion total consumed, according to the World Instant Noodles Association 2024 demand data. Thailand, with the big mama tom yum soup. So yummy. And then, going up against Thailand, another strong contender. At number 8, with 4.1 billion total consumed instant ramens according to the World Instant Noodle Association. We're going up. It's our moment. Yes, this is Korea. Annyeonghaseyo. Here we got match 2, Thailand, Mama, and Shin Ramyun. Korea. Is Korea gonna be going up or be going down? By Thailand. By your mama. Let's start off with the 9th seed. Thailand. Mama. You know the rules. 1 bite. The noodles kind of taste cheap. The texture is kind of cheap. But like the flavor, it's so tom yum. Yes. Nice subtle seafood flavor. But it's not too fishy. And also just a little kick. Like a nice Hudson kick. Moving on to Shin Ramyun from Korea with K-pop Demon Hunters. I know this is a very popular instant noodle brand. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. So Shin means spicy happiness in noodles. Do I feel happy? Yes, I do. The noodle texture is a little slightly more higher quality than the Mama. The spice is there. If you want a little kick, spice is there. But the flavor isn't as good as Mama's. Like Mama's flavor is pretty good. Like the subtle seafood flavor is pretty good. Shin kind of tastes like a basic spicy ramen, but still really good. Man, this is a tough one. No wonder they're 9 and 8. For broth and flavor, man, it's a tough one. I like spicy or seafoody. Not gonna lie, I do like the spice. So that's 1 for Korea. For texture, it's not really tough. It's Korea. But repeatability, Thailand. South Korea is moving on to the 2nd round. Wow, those were good. But the 3rd matchup, we got 5th seed, Japan, with 5.9 billion total consumed in the country, according to the World Instant Noodles Association, WINA, 2024 demand data. We got Japan, cup noodles. And then going up against Japan, the strong contender, 12th seed, with 1.61 billion total consumed instant noodles in the country, according to the World Instant Noodles Association 2024 demand data. Tapatio, Mexico. So instant noodles were created in 1958 by a man named Momofuku Ando in Japan. This is the origin of the instant noodles. Back in 1958, they created something called the chicken ramen. In English, that's called chicken ramen. 60 years later, in 2017, Tapatio came out with their own ramen. It's a tough matchup for Mexico, but we'll see if 9 years of goodness is good enough to beat history. So here we're starting off with the Mexico Tapatio ramen. It kind of smells like salsa. I'm not used to this. Salsa and ramen. But I know a lot of people nowadays are doing like the birria ramen trend. Maybe this will taste better with birria, but by itself, let's take the first bite. That is not bad at all. The texture of the noodles is a little bouncy. The flavors, it actually matches. I kind of judged it too hard at first. The subtle salsa flavor is a really good coating for the noodles. I like that. Yep, tastes just like the noodles. Now we're going on to the OGs since 1958 by Momofuku Ando in Japan. You see that cover? It says #1 instant noodle in Japan. Really high expectations. But look at this. Real chunks of shrimp in there. You see that? Alright. Not just eating a shrimp. I've never tried shrimp that tasted like this. The noodles. So you're telling me Japan has had almost 70 years of greatness, and this is the product that they give me during the World Cup? Are you serious right now? Let's look at the scoreboard. Broth and flavor. Let me drink the broth. I'm pretty sure it tastes the same as the noodles. And it tastes a little better. Nice and fragrant. Anyways, back to the score. For Japan, for broth and flavor, Japan has had 70 years to figure this out. But Mexico takes the broth and flavor. For texture, it hurts me to say this, but Mexico takes the texture. And repeatability. I kind of forgot how much both of these costed. I'm pretty sure this one was a little cheaper, but not that much cheaper. I do like the packaging on this. Like, you could grab this and walk wherever you want while eating. With this, it's a little too thin. It's kind of just cardboard, so you get pretty hot while eating. But Mexico sweeps Japan. Oh my goodness. Did I really just say that? Mexico just swept the founders of instant noodles by Momofuku Ando in 1958, Japan. Wow. I am so shocked right now. And then for the last matchup, we got the 13th seed with 929 million total consumed instant noodles in the country. You know what this is? Okay, no you don't. It's Taiwan. Instant noodle with soybean paste flavor, jajang flavor. Look at that. And then going up against Taiwan is very personal for me because at number 4, with 8.14 billion total consumed instant noodles in the country, according to the World Instant Noodle Association 2024 demand data, we got my motherland, how, Vietnam. Man, I'm already stuffed after 3. We got number 13, Taiwan, with the instant noodles with soybean paste flavor, jajang flavor. And number 4, my motherland, Vietnam. How are you gonna show me that you will move on to the next round? Here we got our first dry instant noodle. I guess Taiwan likes it dry. Let's take our first bite. You know the rules. 1 bite and 1 sip. That is pretty exotic. All right, let's move on to the how. How is this gonna show me that it is gonna move up? How? So the texture of the noodles tastes really cheap. The flavor, it kind of tastes like just straight crispy onions. If you've ever tried crispy onions, you would know what I'm talking about. I don't know. This is tough. They're both kind of ass. Sorry, I forgot to take a sip. Maybe this will change things for how? Jeez. Broth and flavor. That's a tough one. But I'll give it to my motherland because bias. For texture, I need to try one more. It's kind of a low bar, but I think Taiwan takes the texture. So it comes down to the repeatability. Which one would I repeat? How? Or jajang? I think I would just go how? Because of bias. So Vietnam, you are moving on to the next round. Let's go. Here we are in the second round. We got Singapore and South Korea. Man, this is getting tougher and tougher by the day. Oh, I forgot the chopsticks. So in this round, it's a little more special because these noodle soups are old. No fair chances here. But you know the rules. 1 bite and 1 sip. Wow, guys. It's been like 2 hours since I last filmed me eating this. The noodles are still fine. They're not too soft. They're not too soggy. They're still fine. That's pretty good. But they are up against Shin Ramyun. And will Shin Ramyun be going up again? Or is this their moment? Okay, to be fair for Shin, I kind of poured not too much broth in it. So it's basically like a brothless soup now. With that being said, noodles still good. Broth's still good, and I really enjoy it. I would do a sip, but there is no broth left. So let's do the scoreboard. So for broth and flavor, damn, I really love the flavor of Singapore, but I also love the flavor of South Korea. Damn, I love the flavor of Singapore though. Damn, but I love South Korea. Is South Korea going up? 1 point for Singapore for broth and flavor. Isn't that a shocker? But for texture, it has been 2 hours and Singapore's texture is still good. So Singapore gets the edge there. And with that being said, even if they get repeatability for South Korea, Singapore moves on 2-1 to the Final Four. Oh my goodness. I am hard. Surprisingly, my motherland, Vietnam, made it to the second round, and Mexico. Who would have thought these two would come together again? Or not again. Who thought these two would come together? Who's moving on to the Final Four? Let's try out Vietnam. Mexico, broth and flavor, texture, Mexico, repeatability, Mexico, 3-0, Mexico moves on. I don't even need to try Mexico. Let's go to the Final Four. We made it to the Final Four. This is where winners are made. In this kitchen, we got the 16th seed, Singapore, with the, what's it called? Laksa La Mien, beating number 1 China, beating South Korea to make it here today. And here we have a man from Guadalajara, making it out of nowhere. Complete underdog, complete sleeper, and somehow he made it to the Final Four against Singapore. Enough talking, let's eat. Let's start off with Mexico. Most of the broth in Mexico is kind of gone, So it's kind of a unfair advantage for Singapore. But I will keep that into account. That is still pretty good. The noodles are a little more soft now, a little more soggy, but the flavor is still pretty good. It's a nice little kick. Not a little bit, kind of a good amount of kick, but I think a lot of people will like that. That's pretty good. It's been 4 hours since we first cooked this Singapore noodles. So let's see how the noodles taste now. So the noodles have hardened up a bit. It's not as good anymore, unfortunately, but it has been 4 hours. So I'm gonna keep that into account. Time to go to the scoreboard. Who's moving on to the championship and who's moving on to the third place game to face off whoever wins part 2. If you guys like this video, whoever wins this one wins the whole thing. Singapore, broth and flavor, I would give it to Mexico. For texture, I would give it to Singapore. And then for repeatability, man, it's a tough one, I would give it to Mexico because it was cheaper. And Mexico has moved on to the championship round against whoever the winner of part 2 is. Wow. Oh, jeez. This is incredible. But Singapore at 3rd place or 4th place, still very impressive. Give a high five to yourselves. Not high five. Give a round of applause to yourselves. Just a man from Guadalajara, Tapatio, the winner of this side of the bracket at least. If you want to see the other side, like this video just to show me if you guys are interested in this or not. If not, then I'd rather just save my money. But just to show this other side, we got India, UK, Malaysia, USA, Philippines, Russia, Canada, and Indonesia. If you want to see that, smash the like button. Thank you for watching. Congrats to Tapatio. Give yourselves a round of applause. One upset, and goodbye.